written 3 books related to elk hunting and biology, hundreds of articles. I feel like I have a pretty good sense of elk hunting and what public lands elk hunters are in Montana. I'm really disturbed about where the department has gone and appears to keep going in relation to the shoulder seasons. I think the shoulder seasons, as they're currently managed, are bad PR, they're bad biology, and they're bad ethics. The bad PR part of it is, look, we're hunting elk in the middle of the winter, and we're not just the constituency that sees that. The public sees that, and the public is ultimately going to drive the opportunities that we have as hunters and anglers. It's also bad PR to public lands hunters. I've talked to lots of guys that hunt elk that might actually participate in the shoulder season, and they say, look, what these shoulder seasons are doing is allowing outfitters and wealthy private landowners to essentially hoard the elk on private land during the 6-week hunting season, which is a really long hunting season. And then we get called in to mop up and do the depredation stuff after the fact. That's bad PR. As far as the biology and the ethics part of it, when we open these shoulder seasons to public land, which we have now, it's not just the elk that are affected, okay? An elk spends, in January and February, spends 14 hours a day resting and about 9 hours a day foraging, which is the least amount of time that they spend foraging through the whole year. That's because there's greater energy expended to eat that food than really what they're getting back on it. Do we really want to be hunting elk when they're trying to make a living in the middle of the winter? In good years, it's probably not going to make a difference. Tough winters, it's going to make a difference. It doesn't matter what species you deal with. Any additional stress we put on animals in the winter makes it less likely that they're going to survive. And when we expand these to public land, the focus is elk, but it's not just about elk. If I'm out hunting elk and I bump a mule deer or I bump a bighorn sheep and I make it get up out of its bed and move, I stress those animals as well. So there's a bigger picture here than just elk. And as far as the ethical part of it, I just really struggle with the notion of hunting pregnant cows in February when the nutritional demands of those animals are really kicking into high gear. That's at a little less than 150 days. At 150 days, that elk fetus weighs about 5 or 10 pounds. That cow needs energy the rest of the winter to produce a viable fetus. That's not what I want to be doing. And if the general public gets a hold of this and they say, oh, elk hunting in Montana means hunting pregnant cows in the middle of the winter, we give ourselves a black eye that will affect the future of hunting more than what we're gaining, if we're gaining anything, by these shoulder seasons. So I appreciate you hearing me out. I know there's political pressure placed on you to do certain things. I hope you guys will stand up and do what's best for wildlife and do what's best for public lands hunters.